I'm Glenn with the NC Beer Guys, and we're here for the 8th annual Black Friday Triangle Cask Festival at Triangle Brewing, here with Andy, the face of Triangle Brewing, I just learned.
Me too.
You just learned that too, didn't you?
I did.
We are working today in conjunction with the Das Beer Show crowd, and we're going to be bringing you video all day from the brewers and the people attending the festival, and we're going to see what it's all about, see what people think, what they brought to drink. So Charlie and Cody are here representing Durham's own Full Steam today.
Scott and Richard from the Mash House.
Les from Trophy Brewing in Raleigh has found his way the whole way over from Morgan Street to Durham. And the Natty Greens crowd has joined us today from Greensboro and of course from Raleigh also.
So we got the guys from Top of the Hill.
We've captured Bill Gerd from Linwood Brewing Concern. So the guys from Gizmo found their way to Durham.
Todd from Liberty Steakhouse and Brewery here.
Mark Heath from Carolina Brewing Company in Holly Springs has found his way to Durham. So the Duck Robert is here with us from the Duck Rabbit Brewery down in Farmville.
So now we've got someone from the beach, which is Front Street Brewery with Kevin and Chris.
Matt from Old Hickory is joining us now. Tim's found his way up from Clayton, representing today Deep River Brewing.
John Federal from Raleigh Brewing.
So Sam Rose from Pig Pounder Brewery in Greensboro has found his way to Durham today. So this is Erica from Mystery Brewing.
So we got Crank here from Crank Arm.
So David with Lone Rider has found his way to Durham.
So we got Thomas here from Compass Rose Brewery.
So Ryan from the Carolina Brewery in Chapel Hill and Pittsburgh is with us. Ryan is assistant brewer.
Hey, we got Pete here from the Asheville Brewing Company over in Asheville. So you had a hell of a long ride to get here.
Did, yeah. I'm actually visiting family in Wilmington, so extra long
that's
ride.
even further.
I'm backtracking a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And Andy, welcome. Thank you for having us here.
I appreciate you guys showing up.
Appreciate you to the show. So 8 times.
It's hard to believe. Hard to believe 8 times.
How has it evolved?
Well, it started out obviously 8 years ago, and it was actually put on by Pop the Cap did it.
Okay.
And it was a thing that they did in conjunction with All About Beer magazine. And we were the only brewery, North Carolina brewery, that actually was there and represented. And then obviously right after that, the Pop the Cap had already happened, so Pop the Cap kind of folded up, and we were like, it was a great event, and we took it from there.
Okay.
So it started out with just bottles, cans, and we actually had brought a cask to it.
Okay.
And from there we went the next year, did it with some draft, a few casks, and then I think the third year we went straight casks only.
What'd you bring today?
Today I brought my American Amber. It's called Amber Waves, and the base beer is medium-bodied, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of toffee malt, and then Zythos hops, Summit hops for bittering and flavor, dry hop, and then the cask itself got Amarillo.
I got a roasted jalapeno coffee porter. So it's our winter porter, and did some cold pressed coffee and roasted jalapenos, chopped them up, tossed them in. Never put peppers in a cask before. Went straight to it. I think it tastes pretty good. Turned out pretty good to me.
What'd you guys bring today?
Today we brought a single hop Galaxy Red Ale. It's 100% Galaxy, and we used a new malt called Best Red X malt that's supposed to 100% gives you a red beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
Okay,
didn't think it was going to work, but it actually worked.
Sweet.
Sneaky Germans.
And what'd you bring today?
We brought our Miller's Toll Oatmeal Imperial Stout aged on Evan Williams Honey Bourbon barrel.
I brought our Full Nelson, which is I have it on tap at the brew pub. It's a Imperial Red Ale, 8%, about 70 IBUs, and it's brewed with all Nelson Sauvin hops.
We brought our Big Bertha Brown Ale that's primed with local North Carolina honey. Nice and tasty.
We brought our Palisade Wasp IPA, and we made a citrus version of it. We used some orange peel, some tangerine peel, and red grapefruit, and used blood orange juice as well as Cointreau, which is an orange triple sec, to prime it.
This year we brought Lindley Park, which is our bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout. In the bourbon barrel we added I think 11 pounds of raspberries to each barrel.
Right.
And it sat on the raspberries in the barrel for a whole year. So that really adds a lot of nice raspberry notes.
That's great.
To complement the chocolate flavors.
What'd you guys bring for the festival?
We brought our barley wine aged derailleur. It's actually been in the cask right at about a year now. Wow. Kind of found it in the back of the cooler and said, hey, if we're going to bring something, let's bring something good.
We've got our just released pig or pumpkin ale. It's called Punk Piggy.
Okay.
It's a spiced Abbey style.
Punk Piggy.
Punk Piggy.
Okay.
It's a spiced Abbey style ale brewed with pumpkins.
So for our viewers who don't know about cask beer, what's the definition of a true cask?
So a cask beer is what people refer to as real ale. This is the way it was made hundreds and hundreds of years ago, back before the age and the technology where we could actually
carbonate CO2.
and we can capture CO2 and carbonate the beer that way. So it was actually done in the cellars of breweries where they would actually dump the beer down into a cask in the cellar. About halfway through fermentation, they would tap a bung into the top of it to basically lock it in. As fermentation happens, CO2 is created. Well, when they tap the cask in tight, what happens is as the CO2 is created, it's actually absorbed by the beer itself, which gives it the carbonation levels that you're looking for in a cask beer.
Today, what I did is I used the base beer that we use for Slingshot Coffee Porter.
Okay.
So it's a robust porter that I took out of the tank before we added the coffee, added it into the cask, and threw a good amount of chicory root in there. So it has this kind of distinct herbal, that kind of sharp root note. Not so much. And the same type of note that you get from like root beer even, but the chicory side of it. So
and it turned out pretty well.
I'm pretty pleased with it. Yeah, certainly. It's a unique beer, that's for sure.
We brought a cask of our beer with no name, our holiday offering.
Right, and everybody knows beer with no name.
Yeah.
Right.
So what we did with the cask, it's already got the beer itself is spiced with holiday spices, cinnamon, allspice, and such. With the cask, we added in some ginger, some candied ginger, along with some cinnamon to really kind of amp up that. So you get the nice Belgian flavors, the holiday flavors, that warming alcohol. So, nice on this chilly day.
And it turned out okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it.
We brought our JT's Oatmeal Stout.
Okay.
We brew that beer once a year. It's brewed in honor of an old friend of our head brewer, Doug Riley.
Okay.
Really creamy, heaping amounts of oatmeal.
Oh, really? Okay, nice and smooth then.
Yeah, it's really smooth.
Okay.
I mean, we packed the mash tun. It's overflowing literally as we're mashing it. So
cool.
We brought our Riverbank Riot, aged on Jack Daniel's aged oak staves.
Okay.
Tastes very dry hop, very hoppy. You get the nice vanilla notes from the oak. The dry hop really works well together. It's a very nice beer.
So today we brought Tiny Tim. It is, the base beer is an English mild, and we spiced it with Andrew, our yeast scientist, traditional Christmas pudding spices from England.
What did you bring us today? What's on cask?
We have our Santa's Secret Ale.
Santa's Secret is one of our favorites.
Thank you very much.
And you've done what with it?
We've added pumpkin to it, and we've added some spices along with it. We've added cloves, cinnamon, and allspice to it. And we're really proud of how it came out.
So what did you bring us today on cask?
So today it is our Baltic Porter, cask condition. Simple as that. We didn't really do any dry hopping or any tweak it in any special way. It's an interesting beer. I think it's delicious. If I had to describe the flavor, I'd say it's kind of like dark chocolate covered cherries flambe.
Dark chocolate cherries flambe.
We brought our Jacked Up Stout. It's an Imperial Stout. We age it in bourbon barrels from Jack Daniels for 8 months, and then we add a little bit of cocoa nibs and vanilla beans to give it a little bit more flavor.
Oh, okay.
And so we hope everybody's going to enjoy it.
And if you had to say, generally, this is a wide range question, how are cask beers different than what you drink on draft?
Well, traditionally the cask beer is going to be served at a bit warmer temperature.
Right.
And the carbonation level is just going to be a little bit lower than what you're used to seeing. One of the cool things with cask beer in North Carolina over the evolution that we've had here is you're starting to see the English style beer engines as well at the bars.
Right.
Where you'll see them, a lot of people come into a bar, they see a tap by itself and the person's just pulling down on it. And they're actually pulling that is the traditional way of doing it.
Emptying the cask.
Of emptying the cask itself. And situations like this, just due to the size of it, we actually use what's called a gravity pour.
Man, I love this festival. We've been here, I think I've been here 5 years now.
Wow.
Sometimes just as a guest, sometimes as a brewer.
This is my 4th year in a row.
This is probably my 5th year doing it, I think.
Really?
Yeah, 5 or 6
How about
years.
you?
Only one of the two that I go to.
When you do these things, do you drink them before you show up on site? I mean, you gotta test it,
You almost can
That's
if
what
they're
I
one
thought.
off. But I was excited to get here and
So
try
you're
this.
just like everybody else, surprised at how it turns out a little bit when you get here.
That's kind of the beauty of this thing, right?
Right,
You get to be surprised as much as everybody else.
And that's the beauty of the cask movement itself. There's such creativity bred by doing cask work.
Certainly.
And what I like most about it too is they encourage all the brewers to bring something really special as opposed to just, oh yeah, we had this lying around, here you go, kind of thing. So we get some inspired beers. It's really fun.
For me, this was actually the first cask ale I've ever done. Nice. My whole brewing career.
Right.
So this was a lot of fun for me. Learning a lot.
It's terrific. I haven't been part of a cask festival quite this large with as many breweries.
Right.
With one specific goal in mind, and that's to have everyone bring some of their best products in casks.
Okay.
And we'll have anywhere from, I think our smallest one has been 18, our largest has been 27 different casks.
And we got like 25 today.
25 today. All the casks are made by North Carolina brewers. They're all required to bring one cask only, and it's a lot of fun for us to all get together as brewers in an atmosphere that's kind of laid back and relaxed, and it's an enjoyable opportunity for us to all kind of kick back, chit-chat, talk, as well as bring people in to enjoy what we do in North Carolina as cask beer.
So what do you think about this whole festival?
Triangle does a really good job putting it together for the Guild as a fundraiser. Great turnout, lots of good times. Great time for a lot of the breweries to get together and socialize and, get rid of that Thanksgiving dinner we had yesterday.
Oh yeah, what's the best way than with beer?
That's right. Best way with good beer and good friends.
And then the public comes in about 3 o'clock.
Public comes in at 3 o'clock. They all come in. It runs from 3 to 8 every year. The proceeds, 100% of the proceeds go back to the North Carolina Brewers Guild, which is kind of a huge thing for us, and a number of other North Carolina breweries as well.
Well, thanks for having us in.
Thank you guys for coming.
We're going to see what we can find out about the rest of the crowd and talk to the brewers and see what they brought.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Andy. Thanks.
How you guys doing tonight? Okay, I know I've got a microphone and a PA, but there's one of me and 200 of you, and I was louder. How are you guys? See, that was much better. Thank you very much for participating. I'm glad you came out tonight to the 8th Annual Black Friday Cask Festival, hosted here at Triangle Brewing Company. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for the 25 North Carolina breweries that contributed tonight. Coming up now, we got for you our master brewer and your host for the evening. Really, we're going to play this music? I like it. We're going to play this music for our master brewer, Rick Tufts, who is going to be awarding tonight's Brewmaster's Choice Award.
All right, third place. Linwood Grill and Brewing Concern. Our second place for this festival is Holstein Brewery. And if you don't stick around, you don't get an award. All right. Our first place winner, and it's the second time they've won this, Old Hickory Brewing Company. You're Rasta hippie boy.
Yes, this is the second year for Old Hickory Brewing Company. Of years of Victor's on it. That's what he's on. Everybody give Andy a big wave so he can take a picture for Facebook. Keep waving, suckers. But thank you very much for coming out. We hope you guys are having a great time. Continue to enjoy yourselves. We've got a few hours of this left. Don't forget, we've got food out on the back loading dock from our own restaurant, Triangle Pint and Plate. If you have any questions, you want to find one of the brewers that brewed the magnificent beer you're drinking tonight, just look through the room. Most of them are still wearing name tags, and most of them are still sober enough to answer your questions.
Do that again, just one of me fine.
Oh, dude, I put my
They work clear by this, right?
Are you ready? I can't work like this.
All right,